The light mornings are definitely gone. This is when the sort of survival mode kicks in. I had a conversation with the customer, says next year the price will go up. How does the body feel?
We wouldn't be able to publish it online if I told you how I feel.
The arsenal of equipment, today's choices, a mixture of the Cress and Husqvarna. Morning folks, it is Monday, it is the 21st. Yes, it is the 21st of October. First sort of morning that we've came to the yard and it's been dark and windy, proper feels like an autumn morning. There was a storm last night, sort of from 6 o'clock onwards, and it's still really quite windy. There's probably going to be trees down here and there, but it's not been too bad. I'm sure other places have got it a lot worse. But anyway, today we're doing the last cuts at the distillery, so we've gone in that direction. We've got another big property in Glenlivet and then Cragganmore, and then we'll end up at the distillery. Mike and Kyle are going to go and crack on with that. Damien is going to go straight to Tormore and crack on with his fine work at the topiary. He's doing a good job there, so we just want to try and get a bit of momentum doing that. And then when Kyle and Mike are finished at the distillery, then we can all just sort of crack on with the topiary. So that's the plan of action. I'll end up at the distillery at the end of the day. I've got a few things to do this morning, then I'll probably go out and help Damien, and then when Mike and Kyle arrive, jump on the mower or whatever to try and push them on a bit. So the grass is nice and short, you can just sort of run over it, give it a quick tidy up, so it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, quite weird how this is the last cuts. It feels like not long ago I was making a video outside there attaching the green racks to the green touch racks to the beaver tail for the start of the season, and it's just mental how quick time goes. It's that slow transition into sort of the colder months and different sort of work, different variety of work, and obviously when the grass stops it's going to free up the diary. So this is when the sort of survival mode kicks in, if you must. Got to try and get the guys equipped with good clothing, good winter clothing, and keep them dry and warm as best as possible as we get into the colder months. And also the work, it's picking and choosing what to do first while the weather's okay, and then if the weather does turn bad, what projects, what jobs can we go to when the conditions aren't the greatest. So we have a good variety of work coming in, a good few landscaping projects, some fences. We're still trying to get our hedges out of the way. We've got a couple more to do, a few more to do actually. We've got a big one in Keith to do, which is probably a couple-day venture for probably the whole team. I'm going to try and get 4 of us there at some point this week, just to try and crack on with it, and then the following day we'll hopefully go and finish it up, but just try and push it on as best as possible. Mike's timesheets and Kyle's just coming with his. Yeah, you're pretty good. What about the loon?
He's on his own.
Damien! No, that's fine. Payday's next week, isn't it? Fucking already.
Yeah. It's one of those long months.
Long? Short months.
Long, 5-week month.
Is it a 5-week month?
Trust me. I can't believe there's another week left.
I can't believe this is soon. I call it a 6-week month this time. Cool.
Sure.
Is that he's pretty much good to go then?
I think we're good to go, yeah.
I'll probably go and help Damien, and then when you used to rock up, we'll just, it shouldn't take too long.
See that big ladder?
See that timesheet?
Okay, I've got 2. Can you print off another couple for me? Perfect.
Hi Jim.
Monday
In
the yard.
So we're out on a site that we maintain. We do the grass cutting. We've done the last grass cut last week, but we've got some other things to come and price up. This is the old smokehouse. Now it's been bought over by another company, but they haven't done anything with it yet. So we've just been in to sort of maintain the place. But they've asked about getting rid of these concrete blocks, the old smokers that were in here. Smokehouse for smoking fish, obviously. All this was just ripped out and dumped here, probably a number of years ago now, a couple of years ago. Anyway, told them it's something we can help with. Segregate what can be scrapped and what has to go to the sort of mixed waste. We've also got all this sort of rubbly stuff as well. It'll be the case of filtering through it all. We also need to quote for doing a bit of a leaf cleanup / winter tidy up, just to kind of get the site tidy for the winter. They understandably, because the site's not actually up and running, nor is it making them any money, they don't want to spend too much. So it's been kind of like not a battle, but like a persuasion game to try and get them to keep the site maintained. And before, all the grass was really overgrown, but I suggested to them, if you just let us come in on a regular basis, do the cutting, it's going to make a big difference. The site's going to look not neglected, and when you do actually start work, if that ever is going to happen, then the site's semi-tidy for you. Not the usual sort of job we do, but it's something different. Quite like the idea of coming in and probably get the digger down with the grab, the thumb, to start to load these blocks up. Maybe hire a machine with a bucket, maybe an Avant or something, to try and load these skips. It'd be quite cool. And a nice job to do if the weather isn't great, which is normally going to be the case, especially coming into the winter months. So yeah, trying to get an estimation for them and see if they go for it. Not holding out my hopes, but they've asked the question, said we can help, and we'll go from there. But now I am going to head out to the distillery and help the guys. I'd imagine Mike and Kyle will be there now, and I'll either jump on the strimmer or I'll do the hedge trimming with Damien. So it is actually a nice day now from what was a very stormy morning. Hello sir!
You!
How you getting on?
Alright, and you?
Yeah, no bad. How you getting on?
Oh, great.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
That's it.
Mr. Bush, how you getting on?
Good eye.
What one are you on this now? See,
getting there.
you've not finished that one yet.
No, somebody needs to hold that ladder because I'm not going up.
It's dangerous, is it?
It's sketchy, things like that.
It's a bit of a bank. Mike will go up.
I'll stand on one leg, don't the ladder.
It is Tuesday the 22nd of October. I nearly said November, I hope not. I'm in the office, I'm answering my bookkeeper's queries for September. I actually started replying to her a while back and I got to query number 9 out of 12, or 13, and I didn't finish it, so typical ADHD forgetting. Mike, Kyle and Damien are at the distillery cracking on with the topiary. We're hopefully going to see the worst of it done today. Tomorrow we're going to Keith for a big hedge job. It's a really big hedge surrounding a big Leylandi conifer hedge surrounding the property, and it's quite high. You kind of need to surf the hedge, stand on top of it to cut the top. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow and probably Thursday. There's an element of guilt, me being here and not being out in the field at the moment. One is, well, the guys are cracking on and I'm sat here doing this. I don't do well at these sort of things, and I'd probably much rather be out doing something else. But if I don't do these things, it gets on top of me. Although in the evening time you should argue that if you're running a business, you should be working. You shouldn't just be finishing at 5 o'clock. I do like to try and prioritise doing some other things, like going to the gym. I'm starting to try and get back into that. I've got weights in the shed, and I was also in the gym last night, just trying to ease myself back into it and get into a bit of a sort of routine. And my idea is if I go to the gym in the evening, can maybe get a second wind, come back up to the office and get some more stuff done. But I don't want to feel like I'm just constantly working all the time and then not finding time to prioritise other things, like my health. The other element of it is cash flow. Obviously, me being here is not really generating any income from me. I could be at the distillery just now. However, again, there's quite a lot of stuff to do. We've finished the grass cutting now, so I'm trying to get a sort of generic email out to my customers to basically, if you want further cutting, let us know. And also the leaf clearing, etc. Just trying to upsell to the customers that we already have services that we can help with now that the grass cutting has finished. I really want to try and get things systemized and automatic, and also offer the customer a package for sort of everything. So as soon as the grass stops, they know that we're going to be coming in, we're going to be doing the leaves, and it's going to, generate some more revenue from that customer, rather than saying, right, that's the grass cutting finished, goodbye, we'll see you in the spring. Now, not every customer is going to want any extra work. However, if we can like I say, upsell to the customers we've already got. We've already got that relationship with them. They know the work that we do, and I'd like to think they're happy with the work that we do. So if I upsell further services, it's going to generate more revenue. So that's my idea. But it's just finding the time to do it all, finding the time to do the work as well. We've got a lot of work to do, and it's like things I want to go and do, like I can't do just now because, you know, this person's in front and we need to prioritise this before the weather turns bad. It is difficult to balance it all. My digger's sat there, not doing anything at the moment. I do kind of wish I was getting going with a job that requires it. However, we do need to get through the hedges before the weather turns. But again, it's just that whole cash flow. The hedges are a good cash flow earner. Unfortunately not the distillery, because you've got like a 30-day plus payment terms, which is pretty standard for a commercial site, but it doesn't help with short-term cash problems. So yeah, just balancing it all. Do kind of feel like I'm in a bit of a lull at the moment, perhaps just being at the time of year it is, the end of the grass cutting. Just don't feel like there's anything to sort of go at, and yeah, maybe I just need a break, but we just got to keep persevering, plodding on and doing what we can. Part of the reason why I am trying to get back into the gym and prioritising my mental well-being as well as my physical. Certainly this time of year in the winter months, I do suffer with what they would call seasonal affective disorder, I think it's called. I know the importance of keeping your mind fresh, and the gym helps with that, exercise helps with that. To be honest, I'm not happy with the way, you know, I am just now, much like a lot of people out there, but instead of making the excuse I'm so busy in that, I'm trying to make the time to do it. Because let's be real, if you really want to do something, you're going to find the time to do it regardless. So your want needs to be big enough, and I'm trying to make my want big enough. I've suffered over a few winters now battling my own head, and I want to try and make sure that this winter is a bit different, because now it's serious. Now I've got a team of 5. 2 of them again are part-time, but it's serious now. I've got more responsibility now. I've got more. I feel like you can wing it for so long, and this is what I've been doing. And I feel like most people who are in business have been winging it if they've just started and they're learning as they go. Because how else do you learn without doing it? For so long, you can just make it up as you go until things start to get actually serious, and you've got a lot of outgoings. You know, you've got families to feed essentially. All these guys need a wage, they need job security, they need the work. It's up to me to then go out and get the work. It's not all just about me and my business, it's about the team that's involved in it, and I'm very much aware of that, and I don't like to promise people things that I can't fulfill. And it's very much the same with people coming on board. I tell them the winters can be tough and it's difficult, because I have that pressure on me to try and keep people in a job when things aren't going well financially, in terms of if I can't get to the work because there's snow on the ground. It's difficult. It's not really my fault and it's not their fault. So what do? Do you then bite the bullet and have them doing things in the yard that doesn't generate any revenue? Or do you say, listen, you're going to have to go and get a winter job and come back in the spring? But if you say that, your bills, your monthly outgoings don't stop. So you need to be able to diversify and do things that can keep cash flow coming in, because again, those payments don't stop for the snow, so we can't. So there's that element of pressure coming into this time of year. Like I say, we will be busy. We are busy. We've got the diary's kind of pretty full up, and we've got work coming in. However, it's just trying to balance it all. Prioritize what we can do before the weather turns bad, what we can do when the weather turns bad. Like, we've got a few tree jobs to go and do, trees to fell. I want to go and do them now because it's the sort of job that I like doing. I like that sort of stuff. However, it would be silly for me to waste a warm kind of spell where we can get the hedges knocked out before the frost comes and go and cut some trees down, because I want to do that. I'm trying to prioritise what we can do now, and then the bad weather stuff, when and if it comes, inevitable, that can be done regardless of the weather. So it's trying to be sensible in that aspect. Also, picking and choosing cash flow jobs. It's not the greatest position to be in, but very much aware that this VAT period is coming pretty soon, and in how many weeks? About 2.5 weeks, I will be paying last quarter's VAT bill, and obviously the wages are next week as well. So it's just Like I say, you can get away with winging it for so long. However, when things start to get serious, you really need to start getting systems in place, things in place, people in place, because you can't be everywhere at once. And I really do want to try and get things systemized and running a bit smoother, and efficiency. I did read something saying growth isn't always about getting bigger, it's about maximizing the efficiency of what you've already got. And I do think we could be more efficient. I could be more efficient in so many ways. I am my own worst enemy. I procrastinate. The amount of money I've missed out on because of not taking action, being stuck in my own head, it is difficult. It's not an easy task running a business. I just want to get that message out there. Don't get me wrong, there's the positives to be had. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, but it is very much the reality that we all face running a business. The struggles. In this industry, there is so much factors involved. There's so much little cogs that keep the engine turning. There's not that sort of margin for high profits without that investment, that initial investment, which we seem to still be doing. There's always something to buy. There's always something to fix. You know, we've got this job, or we need this tool, so we go and buy that. You're always like, there's so much kit in this yard, you know, and a lot of it's sitting here just now. But if you want to do that job and diversify into that, you need to have this bit of equipment. And the argument would be to streamline these things, have a simple service, so everything's sort of minimalistic. You have the same mowers, same trimmers, blah blah blah, same vehicles, but we don't have that luxury here. Weather depending as well, we have to diversify. We have to have the digger. I always thought, which way am I going to take this? Do I want to go landscaping? Do I want to stick to the grounds maintenance? Do I want to go to the trees? Truth be told, I want to do it all. So as hard as that may be, and a lot of people will say don't do that, I do believe it's possible, but you need to have the systems in place to do so, to try and make things as smooth and easy as possible, because you can't be in two places at once as much as I'd like to be. So yeah, going off on a bit of a tangent, I hope you get the sort of gist of what I'm trying to say. Just trying to keep things above board, keep things running, keep the work coming in, workflow coming in, and try and get a bit more organised, because truth be told, there's been many of mornings I've turned up to the yard and decided then and there what we're going to do today. A lot of improvements to be made, but I'm very much aware we've made it this far. I'm very grateful and proud of the fact that we've made it this far, but I think it's only natural that humans, we want to progress and we want the next thing, and we want to improve. And my own, my own worst critic, I would say I'm quite hard on myself sometimes, especially when you look from the outside in. But I don't really look from the outside in. I look from the inside out, and because this is where I am at this moment in time. But when we're on site yesterday with multiple vehicles there, multiple staff there doing different jobs, it is a nice thing to see. Your brand's there, you know, the guys are in uniform, cracking on. You're getting praise from the management, and you know the guys are being told they're doing a good job. Stuff like that is what makes it all worth it. So the highs and lows of running a business. Anyway, I better crack on with these queries and try and get something done, rather than rambling on. Good morning, good evening, I don't know which one it is.
Head torch sees a lot.
Have you got your head torch still?
I do, but I didn't bring it.
No, that's fine, as long as you've got it.
Yesterday, yeah, I know.
Quite a mild morning though. Where are we going today, Kyle?
Keith.
We're going to
Yes.
Keith. What we're doing?
We are going to cut a
Mammoth hedge.
mammoth hedge, yes. That's a good way of putting it. It's probably one of the biggest hedges we do, I'd say.
Yeah, no, definitely, I'd say so. Hello there. The LED lights in the pickup are going to come in handy this time of year. Come on in. Willow. Yes, it is the time of year where the head torch comes out to play. The light mornings are definitely gone, and it's only going to get darker from here. So the guys normally rock up at 7:30, but decided to come in a bit earlier this morning just to get ready to go, because Keith is 50 odd minutes, call it an hour, try and get there in goodish time and get cracking. And it's quite a big hedge, so having 4 of us on site to try and crack on with it. Damien said he's kind of happy to do the tops, so yeah, we should hopefully break the back of it today, and then tomorrow I'd like to hopefully get it finished. But we'll see how we go, because it is, you know, it's not like it's just around the corner, it's an hour drive, and to be honest that's quite a long way for us. We don't usually have to travel that far. Most of our stuff is pretty close by, so, but it's a good job. We did it last year and she was happy happy with us, so she wanted us back. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Morning, Mr. Man. How's Damien this morning?
I'm good, aye.
Motivated?
Aye.
Ready to tackle a hedge?
Aye.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. To the land of Mike.
Yes.
Going back to Mike's home.
Chief translator today.
What did he say?
Aye.
So the hedge wraps around the whole property. The worst bit's down here, and that's probably not as wide on the top as it is the side, but it's no.
But about the back side.
That's to that side as well. Cool.
Chocolate biscuits on the toilet. You know where that is. In the front door. Aye. Just go in and help yourself.
Well, at least if we get the tops start to get going with that, you know what I mean? Because it's the tops that takes the longest. So we have a lot to do. Just show you the crack up here. Kind of decided what we're going to start on. I'm going to start on this one and the outside here, and then there's this bit to do, and then obviously all the outside, and it goes all the way down there. So yeah, got our work cut out for us today and tomorrow. The arsenal of equipment, today's choices, a mixture of the cress and Husqvarna stuff. Whilst our version of this is in getting repaired, they give us the demonstrator and also the new Husqvarna demonstrator, so we shouldn't be short. Are all the batteries in here?
Put somewhere on the other side, there wasn't space this morning. Oh, cool. No.
A lot handier having the shelves there.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've got the fibre light for charging on the go. Progress report. All of this side is done. Mike has finished this side. Obviously there's still a top to do. Damien's making a good job on the top. It's looking good though, eh? Yeah. I think you should do the tops all the time. If you really like hedge trimming, clap your hands.
Nah. Not when you've been doing it for a while.
You'll win hedges all week next week. Just leave you to it.
Leave him to this.
We're all lost for words.
I think we're all a bit tired, eh? Seems.
We eat like kings here at Morrison Lawn Landscape. Consensus on the day?
Good day.
I find it absolutely amazing what you can do when you are forced to.
Forced?
Forced to do.
You're here
You
at
should
your
see me next to that hedge I'm cutting. It's ridiculous.
you're here at your own will.
It's just nice to be back in a friendly tune.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is Mike's hometown or birth town. Were you born here?
No, born in Aberdeen.
Raised here. Born in Aberdeen. Oh, it's not a bad place. It's got a big Tesco. We don't have a big Tesco.
Yeah.
Right. See you tomorrow.
Right. See you later, Igor.
Good morning. We are back in what is a very windy Keith. The trailer here today to take away the waste. Mike's just cracking on with the top of that one. The director is here. There's ducks in the garden, so we've got to keep you at bay. You here. Alex is here today, so he's starting to just tidy up the piles that are there, and we'll crack on. The wind's obviously going to make it a bit difficult to trim today, because it's going to blow the bits up, but it's getting there though. It's looking pretty good. It's just the bits that sort of stick up and blow off the top edge are kind of hard to get properly, but yeah, we'll do what we can. This hedge is really wide at the top, and Damien's been struggling away with it yesterday, so he's going to finish that off today. I've still got to finish this side off, and then obviously jump on top. Got a long stretch of hedge. Ideally, I want to be out of here today, so you know, if the four of us crack on with the trimming and Alex can get the majority of the waste up just now, then I think we should be on track. Yeah, it'll be a long day. Most of the sides are done, just the tops to do now, which the tops are the longest part. So we'll crack on, see how we go. Getting there, slowly but surely. These conifers always take a long time. You've just got to be really careful. Kyle is doing a grand job of this side. It's looking good, mate. Well done.
Getting there.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm never going to get
Big old hedge, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
Doesn't help that the ground slopes away, it makes it
put
feel.
it in perspective.
There you go, come.
Even Alex climbs up, he's like, oh my god, that thing's so wide.
Yeah, it's a big girthy hedge. Done a cracking job of it though. There's Alex peeking away. It's a long way down in these 16 foot, sir. I know. It's just the fact that it flexes so much, but it's just, you know, it's just the way it is because it's so long.
Yeah. Once you get used to it, it's better, but sure.
Yeah, the difficulty is with the top of these hedges is they're so, what would you call it? It's quite rough, you know, there's no sort of formal like line to go with, so you're following the humps and bumps and trying to get it as good as possible, but there's always going to be little bits that stick up, as long as generally it looks good. Yeah. I wonder how old it is to be this big. Yeah, it must be a fair age. We've all stopped for lunch, and it is quite a nice day now. Will we be on target for finishing today? We'll see. Still got quite a bit to do. Aye, you were near falling asleep. I seen you. Did you not get any sleep last night? Let's get hyped up. Let's get hyped up. Sorry. Is that better? Is that a good apple? Aye. Oh my god. You must be rubbing off on him.
I'll be heading in with a straw.
Michael, please, English. What a beautiful sight. Just damning and in the sun. It's one of these jobs that doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere, but we are. You know, it's just because everyone's stuck on their own bit. The bottom hedge, which is the biggest one, is nearing completion. Alex is just tidying up the front face of it. The side hedge where Mike and Dam are on still have a bit to do, probably in an hour or so, a couple of hours maybe. And then there's this one. Of course, the other side of this, just from the top. Now this has been reduced in the middle before, so there's a big hollow, but just kind of following what's there. Come along with the longer reach to tidy up any hairy bits you can see from here. But yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Well, I've accepted defeat. We'll be back tomorrow, or the team will be back tomorrow to finish off. We're very nearly there. Dam's about there on the top. Mike's just coming along this one. The other side's done. Alex the raker and Kyle's just over there. So basically just this. The back side of that's done, and the inside. Face, top, and top. But it's time to go. How does the body feel?
Broken.
Alright, sure.
Man of few words, like, I'm Alex. Good workout, like. Whoa. Gotta get Kyle's involvement. How does the body feel?
You wouldn't be able to publish it online if I told you how I feel.
So, good morning, folks. It is Friday, 25th of October, and we're in the yard. The guys have headed back to Keith today to finish off the hedge. I ideally wanted to get it done yesterday, mainly down to budget for the job, but also time as well. We've got other stuff to do today, other jobs we could have started. However, it is what it is. We will be losing out a bit on this job from our target hours on the job. However, it's a bit of a learning curve. Next year, I had a conversation with the customer. Says next year the price will go up. It's just taken us longer than we expected. Although we did it the year before, we did it last year, but I can't exactly remember how long it took us. I think there was 3 of us. It was me, Kyle and Damien, and it maybe took us 3 days, but I left on the last day and they finished it. But yeah, they do take a while. They do take a long time to try and get right. Whereas if it was a beach hedge or something, you could fly through a job like that. But they are massive hedges. You know, you've got to stand on the top to get them cut. And yeah, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Like Kyle said, as long as you're winning more than you're losing, then it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. Payday was today, so I can't believe how quick it just comes round every time. But that's the guys all paid. What didn't help yesterday as well from the bank account was the PayYE stuff comes off quarterly, and it's on a direct debit because I always forgot to pay it and what have you. So I just said to just put it on a direct debit, and then £4,000 leaves your account when you don't expect it to. Again, this is something I need to start getting better at, is forecasting when stuff is coming out, when it's, so I expect it, rather than just looking at my account and going, what the hell's going on? So it is what it is, just one of those things. I do kind of want to get someone in the office next year possibly to take control of the admin stuff and get on top of everything like that, because although I could do it, I'm just not really good at all that sort of stuff. So if I can try and employ someone to their strengths so I can focus on what I'm better at, then which I don't actually know, then I think that would elevate things. Because you really just can't do it all by yourself. It's just not my strong point. So obviously if you don't have that luxury, you have to do it. I have to do it. Even someone who has more knowledge of like spreadsheets and that, and getting things all on a system and tracking, you know, tracking maintenance of tools and everything, etc. Otherwise I wouldn't be fixing this here. It is what it is. The guys are there. The only thing is they got stuck at a traffic collision this morning between a lorry and a BMW. They reckon maybe the BMW, sorry, has maybe fallen asleep because they were in the middle of the road. Luckily no one was hurt, but the guys had to stay there for a while until the police arrived. Kyle and Damien were at the front of the queue. They were the second one on the scene, and Mike and Alex were at the back. So they were waiting. So Damien and Kyle would have got through and made a start in the hedge, but Mike and Alex, I imagine, will be just arriving just now. So yeah, not the most ideal start. Anyway, I've got to go and look at a few jobs that I've been meaning to get to, but the last few days we've been away in Keith, so I've got to go look at a job in Aviemore today. Quite a big job actually, and I've also got to go and trim some gun lines at the local shoot that I go to. So I'm trying to get the blade on the strimmer here. The pull cord got seized up when I tried to pull it, but it doesn't help when it looks like that. So again, just a sort of lack of maintenance here that's made it all seize up. So I've got I've got the air compressor here and some brake cleaner to try and clean it up. It is a little bit better. Compressed air is a wonderful thing. Where does this go? Aha! I fixed the thing. Sounds horrendous. Right, now to try and get a blade on. Right, so the blade's failed because I don't have all of the hardware for it. Seems to be a nut missing. It must be an M12 because all the nuts that are there won't fit, even at counterclockwise, because I know that's the way it goes on. So anyway, we've got this stuff. This is a 4mm cord. Now it's pretty heavy duty stuff. It's really, it's 4mm. It's really thick. The only difficulty is it doesn't go into the heads very easily, and they're two different sizes. So yeah, we're gonna try it anyway, because it is like thick stuff that I'm gonna have to be cutting through. So I need to try and do it. Good to go. No, it's the wrong one. Don't you know that? So a tip for yous that don't know or don't do this: who puts their strimmer line together like that to put it onto your spool? Now, if you do that, because it's in a circle, one's obviously going to end up being longer than the other because it's got further to travel, or one's going to be shorter than the other. If you take roughly whatever your length of strimmer is going to be and do that, again, people might know this already, but some people don't, then, because nobody taught me, I just figured this out myself. If you do that, right, find your end loop, your equal loop, struggle to get it in. Get it in now, this is an even smaller head. Then you've got two equal lengths. So if you did it the way I showed you, when the two ends are together, you're going to have one of these that's going to be way long, and then you're going to have to cut it, and then it's just waste. So if you do it like that, you'll get two equal lengths. Ben's top tips. Now I need to try and get it in here without unraveling. Whew, come on. That was mission failed. Go, you bugger. See, so we've got two Husky strimmers, 525 and no, we've run the 525 for the maintenance, but our big strimmers are the 545 and the 555 RXT. Now that is the biggest one they've got. Now the 545 is this head, and I think it's slightly smaller, so it doesn't like going in, but it's in, because Kyle was adamant that it doesn't fit, and I says, well, it does, but it did on the big one. So I'm just taking this as a backup. I'm just going myself, but I have a feeling it's just going to be the big one that's going to be used, because this is going to be a nightmare. Come on. Success. It's funny, this is 4mm line, so you really do notice the difference in weight when you're strimming. To those of you that don't do strimming, I really am sorry, because it's probably boring you right now, but to those that do, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you let the string out too long, then it bogs down, then you've got to take it off, cut it, etc, whatever. Cool. I think we're good to go. Now, I don't know whether I go and do the strimming now and then look at the job later, or look at the job now, because it's going to take a good part of an hour anyway. Aye, looking at the job, not doing this bloody strimming. Tell you what we will do is scrape this out, because it's minging. Yeah, so this head, it does actually fit in. I don't have to pry it in, so we will be using this. So Kyle, sorry, you were right. It doesn't fit in that one, but it does in this. Cool. Now these strimmers can be temperamental sometimes, so I'm hoping this one works, because it's the big one we're relying on. It has been in and out of the workshop to get fixed. And 9 times out of 10, it is the carburetor issue. So, we are in a very rural location now. This is the local shoot that I go to, take my dogs to. And basically the line into the guns, or the gun line, where the pegs are, is really overgrown. So when you've got like older guests coming along and it's hard to find the pegs, then yeah, they asked if we can come in and just trim a path basically. So it's quite a big path, to be fair, quite a lot to do, so I will get some footage, but what's going to happen is I'm going to start over here and then get all the way along, way down there, over the burn. So I'm going to have to come back for the camera, but what I'll do is I'll set up in a time lapse. When it's finished, and then when I come back to refuel, I will then maybe restart it. But yeah, quite a lot to do, and it's really just overgrown tufty grass. A lot of it's just that white sort of grass, sparse, but I'm going to try and minimise what I'm doing as much as possible and just create a nice path so they can see where it is and they're not, just something to follow. And then over time, when they tramp it in each week, it's, you know, it should create its own sort of wee path. But yeah, that's the idea. But a lot to do. Get L harness on. Oh yeah, got my wellies and my waterproofs on. Fashion. I am just a walking fashion statement. God, who's had this on before? Tiny people. It was Kyle. Look at that. If that's not trying to rub it in, I don't know what is. Yes, Ben, you are a fat. I'll let you fill in the next bit. Jesus. So I think if anyone is in the market for fuel cans, by the way, we used to use the Husqvarna no spill ones, but if anyone's used those, they know that they fail they fail eventually, and they're a nightmare to use. These were recommended to me. It was actually Sam J-Rock. He told me to get these, and they were cheap as anything. I can't mind how much they were. Well, as far as a fuel can goes, but they don't auto stop, but like you push the button and you just let go as soon as it's full. So it's not an auto stop, but that's just one more thing to go wrong, or one less thing to go wrong. Really good cans. We've got 3, I think. Yeah, and we use them all the time. The Husky ones never get used now. So we'll see how this goes. Come on, you. This thread has always been a pain in the... Please work. Please don't give me any issues. Please, please, please. I've got something in my eye. So we've done the first bit, now just come round to do the other area that we need to do. First bit took me a couple of hours. The strimmer has been playing up with the carb, it's just the revs, there's something to do with the revs. I'm not really sure how to work the two. There's like a plus and a minus, and then there's a T. I don't know if that's throttle, I don't know. Anyway, sometimes it goes absolutely perfect and the next minute it bogs down, and it's nothing to do with the length of string. So you've got to like let off the throttle and then it comes back and then you're smooth sailing again, then it bogs down. There was one point I couldn't get it started. I was in the middle, right like far away from the road, and I was like trying to get it started. Stopped for a few minutes and then it eventually started. So yeah, good fun. I'm going to have to try and crack on with the rest of this, so I'm not going to film it because it's it's pretty much the same thing. There's another path all the way up there, so yeah, good fun. So it is later in the day. It's 5 to 3 actually, and I'm back in the office. I finished the strimming. The strimmer kept playing up. I was trying to, you know, get through as much as I could, but also under a bit of time pressure, and I managed to get it finished. But by the end of it, I felt absolutely... I had wellies on and waterproofs, and I was just covered in grass and whatever else. I blitzed with the strimmer. So I went home and had a shower and got changed into clean clothes, because yeah, I've done it before. If you're strimming long stuff, you know, you've got the harness on, you're sweating, and it's not a nice feeling. So I just went home and got changed. The guys should be on their way back shortly from the hedge. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was 4 days we were at it last year instead of 3. I can't quite remember. Anyway, they got finished. They're getting just tidied up, and then I should down the road. I've got to go and have that meeting for tennis courts in Aviemore. They've got an area of land that they want to be cleared, and they're going to create a piste, I think it's called, for bowls, gravel bowls I think it is. I don't really know. Need to go and have a look. I won't be the only one pricing the job. I think they've had other quotes, but we came recommended, so can only go out and have a look. So I've got to go there, and then I have actually got a haircut booked in Inverness tonight, so I'm going to do that. So I probably won't see the guys. In fact, I won't see the guys because I'll be leaving shortly to go to Aviemore. So I'll probably just get them to pack up for the week, get everything away, tidy out the vans, and then yeah, take a well-earned rest over the weekend because yeah, it's been a busy one. So anyway, not the most exciting video this week. Not a lot was happening. We were obviously stuck on that hedge for the last couple of days. Nothing we can really do about that, I'm afraid. But now that the grass cutting is finished, the diary is now opened up. We don't have that schedule of cuts to do every fortnight, so we can then start cracking on with other jobs that we've been waiting to do for a while. And yeah, we lose Damien again in 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after. He goes away. I think he's going back down to Glasgow to the football. Then he's going to Dubai for a week to visit his family, and then the following week he's back, and then the following week after that he is back to the football. So we're going to be Damien down for the majority of November. We have potentially got another young lad starting, was just looking for work and got in touch, so seems pretty keen. We'll see how it goes. We also have another guy who started the week before the October holidays, came out for a week and got on pretty good, so he had to take the October holidays off because of kids, and he had no cover for the kids. So he will possibly be back in next week. So really we should be up to 5, 6, 7. We may have as much as 7 people out next week. Kyle, Mike, Damien, Alex, and 6 guys, plus me. 6.5. But anyway, still the same struggles week to week. We are keeping our head above the water. Obviously wages came around today, so they were paid. Again, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the PAYE came off yesterday, so that was helpful. But again, it's my fault for not knowing that's going to come off. Like, I should be organised and forecast that is going to come out in my account. But there's so much things to do. It's like prioritising one thing to do the other. You can't do it all, so it does get on top of me. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. Like I've said previously, I've not got it all sussed at all. We're doing alright. We're doing pretty good. But there's a lot more room for improvement, and it's something I want to sort of try and start improving over this sort of winter period for next year as well, because as you get more staff, you get busier, you get more things to manage. It can easily run away from you if you don't have your so-and-so together. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave some comments down below. It's always good to get feedback, how you're finding the videos, what you like about them, what could be better, if there's been any sort of correlation, or if there's been any relatable things that you can think of. If it's been helpful to you in any way, then by all means drop a comment down below. Hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed to see the weekly video. We've got big plans for the channel, standalone videos alongside the weekly vlogs on specific topics that I want to sort of cover, but all these things take time, and when you're trying to run and operate a business and do all the nitty gritty stuff, it's hard enough. Like I've mentioned before, sound like a broken record, but it's hard enough bringing around the camera and trying to document that. So hopefully we can try and figure out as we go how to get better at this whole YouTube malarkey. But I think it's going well so far. So if you have watched up till now, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to stop speaking now. See you later.